Hello everyone, welcome back. This is going to be a reading for general, themes and stuff that's going to happen this month. And we are using these very, strange looking Pokemon packs. Even though this video was released on April 1st, you don't have to watch this on April 1st. You can watch it at any time and then apply it to the upcoming month. The important thing is that you pick whichever pile you feel drawn to the most when viewing your reading, or you could still look at all of them and then retroactively decide which one you feel inspired to call your own, I guess. But anyway, we have the option card, Rowdy Rocker, along with this agate, the little spider on it, if my camera will focus. We've got Ultimate Flare with this Ammonite pendant. And we have Transcendent Sword with this Tektite amulet. Now, the links for all the jewelry is going to be in the description that's on my store, as per usual. But anyway, skip to the timestamp in the description below to view whichever pile you want. Remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever if you feel inclined to, and have a good day. Hello, pile number 1. If you picked this spider pendant along with the Rowdy Rocker card, this is going to be your reading. So right away, the first card is basically kind of like the general overview of the month. We have Queen Device. So Queen Device is generally a pretty good card for messing up your opponent, but this is going to be, if you're in a tough situation, or rather, if you're in a competitive situation, this means that this month is actually going to go better than you'd probably expect. It's still up to you to, make some hard decisions, but let's continue. So for finance, we have Seadramon X Antibody. Now, the thing about the X-antibody Digimon is basically, they were immune to this one specific disease that was, wiping out all Digimon. So, what this would imply to me is that finances are actually going to look pretty good this month. Again, it's, a way better than you expect kind of thing. This kind of does give, the feeling that other stuff is going to be happening around you, things are going to be crashing down around you, but not, to you. Just, as an example, maybe your neighbors are having a tough time, or, a lot of people that you know are having a tough time, but, you yourself are relatively fine. That's kind of the general vibe of this. So, card number 3, we have Mundane Life. We have Shoutmon. This is a pretty strong card, but it's look at this. Obviously, this is a battle weapon, but it almost kind of looks like a microphone, right? And literally, it looks like when... I assume it's one of those... Oh yeah, it's a Digicross card. I was gonna say, it looks like, those big robots where, they combine all their powers into one to, be a stronger force, and I think that's a pretty good indication that you're kind of going to be set. All your ducks are going to be in a row, everything's going to be pretty stabilized. But the thing is, they have to come together for a reason, so there might be some major challenges. However, the fact that all these things work together means that it can be overcome, so that's not really a thing to be concerned about. So, card number 4, we have Home Life Impmon. Home life may be a problem if you have some relatives or bad roommates who are always causing trouble. This might be an indication that they're going to act up a little bit more than usual. It's this retaliation, especially if they're very spiteful people. So for fun things, we have Crabmon, also an X-antibody. It also prevents one of your Digimon from being deleted in battle until the end of your opponent's turn, which allows you some more time to do stuff. You can also draw an extra card if you don't have a lot. So this kind of feels to me like you're going to have a, like, especially with all these other Digimon here, you're going to have like a bit of a variety of things to turn to, and you're also going to be able to have a lot of time with friends if you physically go out to the club, or if you like all go out to places, mini golf, I don't know. That could be it. Or if you're more of an online person, maybe invest some time in a fun little multiplayer game. But yeah, fun things. It's all gonna be about having fun with other people. So that's neat. Alright, card number 6, we have work. And this is probably where things are gonna get a little tough. There might be a relatively big obstacle with work. It might be a busy time. But at the same time, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, right? Even though it might be harder, there might be more work involved, this doesn't feel awful to me. It feels kind of like, it's just something that happens. It doesn't feel like there's going to be some big catastrophe or whatever. Just kind of be on the lookout for that kind of thing, Card number 7, partners. Now, when I say partners, this could be romantic partners. If you're not in a relationship, you don't want to be in a relationship, this could be like really close friends or something like that. But singularity of chaos. Yeah, there might be some miscommunication going on here. There might be outside forces beyond your control that are kind of throwing a wrench in your relationship. So I think in this case, the best thing you can do is be very open to communication. Make sure that you guys are like having your wants and needs met in the relationship. Make sure you guys are on the same page in order to help prevent too much of this chaos. Now, card number 8, we have hidden aspects. And we have Ryudamon. And I think this means that you're going to get a little bit of an extra boost. You're going to get a little bit of an extra, some help when you least expect it. This might be in relating to some of these other harder times that are coming this month. But yeah, help is on the way. It might not be super huge, but you're gonna really feel that relief. It's gonna make a difference. So, card number 9, we have higher views. We have Kiriha Aonuma. So, I think what this means is you're probably going to have to see blue. When I think blue, I don't just think water element for emotions. I also think like blue as in like the when you're feeling blue kind of thing. Now, I know obviously it's just a color, but when I like looked at this card for this specific thing, that's immediately just like came into my mind. So I think this is about getting more in touch with your emotions and acknowledging the duller, darker parts of yourself that you might be trying really hard to push away right now. Because those feelings are there for a reason sometimes. I mean, sometimes we kind of do just, like, feel random stuff, like, but, even if you're, like, agitated for seemingly no reason, sometimes it's just because you're super stressed, and your brain is just kind of taking it out on whatever. Or, if you feel sad, you might not be able to particularly articulate what's going on, but something is going on. Their general life circumstances or, whatever, are unsatisfactory. that kind of thing. So it might be a good time to lean back and address some interpersonal things going on here. Now, card number 10, we have Reputation, we have Huckmon. Now, Huckmon is a dragon, but it's like a mini dragon. It's like a rookie type, right? So I think people are not really going to expect a lot from you this month. And it might be that they are like underestimating you, but at the same time, you know, they might, I'm not sure if underestimating is, yeah, underestimating. I don't think they look down on you per se. They're just underestimating you. But I think they think that you're like in a good spot, like your heart's in the right place kind of thing. Like they have a generally positive view of you. It's just they might think you're a little naive or something, you know? So, friends, we have Mega Seadramon X Antibody. Now, didn't we get the different Seadramon earlier? Yeah, we got the regular... Yeah, we literally got regular Seadramon for 2. So... Alright, so anyway, friends... Again, X Antibody, I have a very specific connotation with it because of the movie. But... there's going to be a friend who might be in like a similar position to you, and they're going to be a major player in your life this month. They might like help you out a lot, and that might be why you're in like a decent position right now. But this is like a very powerful friend, maybe someone you didn't really know was capable of doing whatever it is that they're helping you out with. So for hopes and fears, we have Talmon Ace. Now, there's a very obvious symbolism with this Digimon of being like a, I don't remember what, a Daoishi, I think, is what the priests, monks, or whatever they're called in Taoism. Something like that. But this might be... if there's, like, a specific part of your spirituality that... See, this is about, like... to me, this would be, like, about, like, finding balance in your spirituality. So if it feels like you've been doing things too much, maybe lay back a little, chill. If you've been doing things too little, maybe don't be afraid to jump back into it. Or, like basically just, like, if you don't feel comfortable, or, like, you know, it's kind of, like, in the back of your mind with, like, how you've been handling things so far, do something to change it up a little bit. You can have, like, here's the thing, is, like, you don't have to have really solid views or a solid routine with spirituality-related things. Like, you could just not have any at all if you really wanted to. But, if you wanted to change things up, for people who worship deities, maybe start worshiping another deity. Like, if you're, like, pagan and you, like, worship multiple ones, if you want to add one to your life, or if you're like, hey, you know, I learned all the lessons that I want from this guy, I think it's kind of time to let things go, then also, you know, that happens. Things come and go in your life. You have to be willing to accept that. You have to be willing to, like, just kind of go with the flow on that. So yeah, this is change, but also balance. And, you know, make sure you're doing what is best and good for you, and not necessarily what other people, you know, want you to do. Anyway, that is your reading for this month, pile number 1. Hope you enjoyed that. Hello, pile number 2. If you picked this Ammonite Fossil Pendant along with the Ultimate Flare card, this is going to be your reading. Alright, card number 1 is like the basic theme mood for the month. We have male Bergermon. Wow, there's a lot going on this month. Let's just say that. It might feel a little overwhelming, but let's continue to see the other things going on here. Finance, we have Solarmon. It's interesting that these are both blockers. Huh. But anyway, yeah, the idea of blocking something from happening might be a theme in this month. But anyway, Solarmon, finances, things are going to be kind of like same stuff as always. I usually associate these kind of gears with, like, you know, the same old cog in a machine, so I don't... The good news is that means that things are not going to be, like, super bad, or, like, anyways worse than they already are. But this also means there might not be any major financial gains this month. So, card number 3, Mundane Life, we have Sparrowmon. Now this is a really pretty background. I feel like this is going to be about being a little bit more carefree with your life. Learning to enjoy the little things. Like, okay, when people think of like beautiful backgrounds, usually they think of like nature or something, but like there's like this nice cityscape, and the way that it's rendered is very almost peaceful, like mystical looking. And I think that's kind of the advice to kind of apply to your own life, is that with a little bit of magic, something mundane can be very can be a lot better. It can be a little more enticing, you know. So for home life, unleash the dragon gene. So this is going to be a sign that you are going to start asserting your, you know, like making boundaries, doing things like asserting your authority in certain situations where that might be applicable. Now, fun things. We have bonds of true love. Now, for this, for people who don't know, Impmon was the Digimon of these two kids, and he didn't really, like, want to be. He didn't like humans, but, like, he, through, like, destiny or, like, whatever, however that works, he ended up being, like, the Digimon of these two kids. And, the thing is, normally, when a tamer can, like, help their Digimon evolve and stuff through, like, devices and stuff, but, like, he kind of didn't. And there was this really big battle, and the kids told him to take this. All they had was, like, this little squirt gun, because he was like, you know, I have to go help out. And so they give him this, and, like, he's sitting there, and he knows that it's not... It's just a toy, but, you know, it's the thought that counts kind of thing. But then when he goes into battle, he digivolves, and the gun becomes, like, a real gun through, like, the power of friendship and stuff, because he realizes he has to protect this planet, he has to protect those little kids. So, in relation to fun things, I think this is just really you're going to spend time with people that are really, really important and significant to you, is, like, the main gist of that. And the other thing is, the fact that you are spending time or, like, doing time for these people, it might not be, like, fun in the moment, but you'll look back on it and you'll be, like, really glad that you did it. You won't just feel, like, good about yourself, you'll feel good about, like, helping them, or, like, something like that. You'll feel really good about spending time with them. It's just, like, this really good sense of, like, gratitude, having, like, fulfillment. So it might not be fun, like, not, like, fun and games kind of fun, but, like, you'll still be glad that you did it. So, card number 5, card number 6, we have work, we have Pikmons. So, work is going to be pretty busy, but it's going to be a lot of little things. It's probably not going to be anything huge, but just be aware that the little things can add up, right? So, don't let it get to you. Deal with everything one thing at a time. Partners, we have Impmon again. Now, normally I would take this to be like negative because Impmon is such like a little. I mean, he's kind of like literally a demon, but he's a brat. And normally I would take this to be like a negative card, but I think in this circumstance, this is implying that like you will need to spend time with your partner. If you don't have a romantic partner, you don't want a romantic partner, this could be like someone otherwise super close to you. Like this is all about like really deep, strong, relationship vibes, right? It doesn't have to be like a romantic partner. It could just be like your bestest friend ever. But anyway, this is the person that you're probably going to be spending a lot of time with, and you might have to be a little patient with them because they might just like be in a bad mood this month. But that's also probably why this is going to be good, because you're going to be like glad you helped cheer them up and stuff like that. But let's continue. So card number 8, we have Hidden Aspects. We have Varodurumon. I've never heard this name pronounced out loud, so I don't know if it's Varodurumon or whatever, but anyway. So I think this means that you're in a much more advantageous position than you think you are. You are flying high above the competition. You are pretty good. Like, that's kind of all that I really feel needs to be said, is just basically, like, things are way better than you think they are. Look at these nice little shooting stars in the background. So yeah, don't be afraid to fly high. So card number 9, we have Higher Views, we have Reapermon. So this would be about cutting things out of your life that are not good for you anymore, really laying down the law. And this might tie back to the Dragon Gene card about like laying down your boundaries and stuff like that, but there might be some old habits or something like that that are not good for you anymore, and you need to upgrade and you need to cut out all those negative stuff that's hurting you. So card number 10, we have Reputation, we have Raidenmon. So this is, delete one of your opponent's Digimon when Digivolving. It's also kind of weird to get, in the sense of like, all this stuff about like unlocking your, inner power, setting your boundaries, and cutting things out. This is just another affirmation that this is something that maybe you should be paying attention to, making sure people are not putting you down or getting in your way, and that kind of stuff. So this is also about like stomping out the competition and that kind of thing, too. Let's continue. So friends, we have Shoto Kazama. So this is, you're probably going to have like one of the main players of your like this month is going to be like probably one of your more spunky friends. The other thing is this guy synergizes with avian and bird types, and if I'm correct, this is a holy bird. It's not really a bird. Pretty sure this is also a bird. No, this is a machine. Never mind. I mean, synergizes with birds, even if this is a holy bird specifically and not really like a bird. This is probably going to be the guy that kind of like helps you see those hidden aspects and see like that you're in a pretty good spot. But yeah, major player. And for hopes and fears, we have Yuki. And so this might represent a fear of someone blindsiding you or someone getting the upper hand about this. But considering this other guy and how he would like bolster you and how like all these other cards are about upgrading and removing stuff out of your life, I think it's probably going to be fine. This is just like, you might be worried about those toxic people, you might be worried about those toxic habits, you might be worried about something coming out of the blue and affecting you. And just be super like wary not to let all those fears kind of like get to you. Like, don't let all that control you, and don't get too paranoid about things. Because other than that, everything else is like giving the indication that things are gonna be okay. It's not as bad as it's gonna look. So, you know. Alright, pile number 2. Pile number 2, thanks for watching. Alright, pile number 3, if you chose this Tibetan Tektite amulet, along with the Transcendent Sword card, this is going to be your reading. Now, for the first card, we have like the basic mood, and we have Gaussmon. There's going to be a lot of focus on family, friends this month. Basically, just like your community, your people is going to be like the main theme of this month. So, card number 2, finances, we have Crowmon, and you know, crows are kind of known for just like picking up a bunch of shiny objects and things. And this can buff you and also debuff the opponent. So, this month is probably going to be full of random, like, gains, I suppose. Maybe, like, not all at once. But you're gonna start seeing things coming in. You might have to do some of the, you know, action and initiation, but you're gonna see things. Now, for the mundane life, we have Digimon. And so the mundane life is gonna be much more peaceful than it usually is. I mean, that's a really good thing to hear, to be honest, in times like these, but very much more peaceful. Remember to take some time, stop, smell the roses, and just kind of enjoy yourself. Now for home life, we have Punkmon. You might be feeling a little rebellious lately, and this is not a bad thing, right? Like, it's a liberator type. But yeah, home life, there's going to be something going on is going to make you more rebellious, and you should lean into it if you want, to be honest. So, fun things. We have Demi-Marimon. This implies such a sense of mystery. If you like playing mystery games or games that are like kind of scary but not like super scary, like things like Lethal Company or Repo or whatever, where it's also about like playing with your friends and being funny. That could be something. Or if you're into horror movies or books, things like that. Or like if you're like a ghost hunter, that is also something to consider. But the important thing is that you're like having fun with it, right? So those sorts of things might be something to tap into this month. Now, for work, we have Starmons. Now, this might imply that things are gonna be pretty good at work. Like, people might recognize you for your talent a bit more. Not your talent, your hard work a bit more. I mean, if you are a star, like if you are like an artist or something, this might be your talent too. But recognition, people listening to you, that kind of thing. Card number 7, we have partners. So this could be romantic, but it could also just be like, you know, your best friend or something like that. If you're not into romance and you don't care about that kind of thing. But yeah, things might not be looking so good. Literally Emperor Dragon of Calamity. So yeah, I guess this would imply sort of like an uneven kind of rocky thing going on here. It might be good to address that before it starts getting a little too bad. If you're a little bit worried about it maybe being you being the Emperor Dragon of Calamity, this would be a really good time to ground yourself and reassess how you've been doing and how you've been treating others. Because sometimes the most important thing is learning to admit when you are part of the problem. But you might not be the problem, it might be the other person. But anyway, just things to consider, right? Card number 8, Hidden Aspects, we have Guilmon. And Guilmon gets a little stronger when you don't have any memory left. So, you know, like resources. So, this is going to imply that even when times are tough, you still have options, and like sometimes the tough times make you even tougher, right? So, you know, things are fine, not all hope is lost. Look at this little, I don't even remember what this Digimon's name. I know that it like makes things evolve and stuff, but here it is, like looking like a little angel in the background. Like you have your support, you're going to have everything you need to get through this. Higher views, we have Battle NPC. So, for higher views, it might be good to take a step back, and not for like the whole month, I don't mean, but like when a certain situation happens, you might have to take a step back and disconnect yourself from the outcome to look at it more objectively. Like, remember that thing I said about like making sure that you're not the toxic one? Sometimes you have to look at your own self and be like, am I self-perpetuating these toxic behaviors? Am I the reason why things are not working right now? And sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is it's complicated. But whatever you do, you have to be willing to think about it objectively and accept that truth so that you can move on and change things for the better. And also, think about what you can and can't control. So, reputation, we have Impmon. But we have this sort of like... I've seen other Impmon cards that this looks like an alternate art or something. But anyway, for... Usually Impmon kind of looks like a little bratty, pathetic guy, but here he is in like such a power stance. Really charged up and ready to like attack. So it looks like your reputation is going to go up in general. And like you still might be small but mighty. Now, for friends, we have Jessmon X Antibody. And this really gorgeous like full art. I'm not sure if this is the normal one or if there's like some kind of alt art or something. But anyway, so for friends, this feels like such a big, like, obviously he's like a really strong card by himself, but this is also like a big supporter card too, I think. All of your Digimon with Sistermon and their names are Royal Knight and their trait gain piercing. So, remember when I said that thing about like, friends and like family coming together and stuff? This is just kind of like a confirmation that, yes, that's going to be important this month, and it's going to help you get really far in terms of like improving yourself and your situations and all that kind of stuff. Now for hopes and fears, we have Gankumon X Antibody. And I think this also powers up stuff with Sistermon and Royal Knight, but also Huckmon. And there might be a fear that the good things are not coming, but they are. And there might be a fear that you're not meeting expectations, but you will. It'll be fine, so, just chill out. Don't let it get to your head. So, pile number 3. That was your reading. Thanks for watching. See you all next time.